Hello everyone, welcome to another segment of how PR is influencing our world today. I'm joined by my colleague Barbara Maush and Communications Manager for ABSA Bank, Mary Kihagi. Welcome to our interview.
Thank you very much, Edward. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Olio. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
Always happy to help. Thank you.
Now, I'll get straight to the point and ask you, what, in your opinion, would you say that PR is and how you've interacted with it within your time at ABSA Bank?
Alright, so allow me to go just a little beyond just my time at ABSA because I've practiced, I think, for the last 11 years. I'm not old, you know,
That's
my age.
long.
I was in class 5.
Oh, wow, Barbara.
Yeah.
Yes, so just like the term public relations, so PR is about relationships. It's about establishing relationships, building them, nurturing them, both for for your organization or for your agency, depending on where you're working, and the stakeholders of that organization or that agency. Now, for you to do that, you need to, the other very strong element is communication. So you have to be a good communicator, both, especially in writing. You also need to be a good reader, because good readers make good writers. In language also, you need to master, whichever language is required, depending on the market you're operating in. So in Kenya, it will be English. In other countries, it could be French, it could be anything. So you need to be very good at your spoken language.
So you mentioned that it's about sustaining and maintaining relationships, which can be hard because we have diversity in
personalities.
Yeah. I mean, you need thick skin to deal with people and make sure that they like you.
On such a daily basis as well.
Yeah.
So there's a bit that they teach you in school, and I'm sure you come across that.
Yeah.
But then there's also what comes with experience. For example, if you go today and you have not a very good experience, then you have to go back and think through, where did I miss the mark? But most importantly, remember, PR is also about messaging. Because if you're coming to speak to me, you need to be speaking to me about something that I'm also interested in.
Sure.
Yes, you're selling me something.
Yes.
Right? So it is important for you to understand the interests of your stakeholders or the interest of this person you're speaking to. For example, we deal with the media a lot. Okay? And a lot of people get scared of the media. They say they were misquoted, they did this, they did that. But it is important for practitioners like yourselves to understand, for example, the media works because they're a critical partner in your profession.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can help you get the word out there. If you're representing an organization or a brand, what message are you advancing for your brand to its customers? Like Barbara say, we exist to bring possibilities to life. So if you have to speak on behalf of your brand, then that needs to be top of your mind. So that no matter where the question goes, you're able to direct the journalist back to. Remember, our purpose is to bring possibilities to life.
Sure.
So there's need to be consistent. But back to your question, relationships, number one is speaking and understanding the other person's interest and speaking to them, because that's the only way you get my attention. You don't need to listen to you, then you need to be speaking to me about something that I'm interested in. And number two, it is time. So a lot of the time, and what sometimes we glamorize this profession, and I'll tell you it's not as easy as it looks, by the way. It is a job like any other. But then you find people doing a lot of lunches, they do a lot of dinners, hangouts, and all this. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build on this relationship that you have with this person because you need them, they're your partner. The other element that is critical, is something we call crisis management. Now, the best way to get out of a crisis is relationships. So yes, one of it is your messaging has to be clear. If it's a mistake, you need to own up, you need to be empathetic.
You need to own up.
If it is an error by your organization.
Okay. Yeah.
So people will take a lie and run with it.
No, it will catch up with you.
Yeah, that's
It will catch up with you.
So aside from crisis management and what is a typical day for you in this field? Like, you could give us your schedule and evening. What basically happens?
Alright, so the good thing about this profession is it is not routine. It's not a log in at 8 a.m. do 1, 2, 1, then it's lunchtime. I think every day presents its own challenges. It's a very dynamic field. But a lot of my time is spent in writing. Writing speeches, press releases, so you have to do a fact note. It's called a fact sheet.
What's a fact sheet?
A fact sheet is something like, for example, we're launching a brand today. Okay, so we're launching this setup is here. Okay, so you have to package it. Now, you're the guys launching it, and you have to introduce it to me, which means I don't know it. So you have to write something that outlines what is it, what does it do, how do I operate it, where can I use it, why do I need it, So it's a piece that sheds more light about a product that is ideally not known or an issue that is not known. A lot of like what you do, we're also heavy on creating content because writing is creating content. And remember, I work in a corporate. Our team serves everybody in the business. So if you need to do a speech, say you're in business development and you invited a client somewhere, they have a different function, and then you invite them as a speaker, then you have to come to us for you to write to you a message. Now, this brings me to an important thing called messaging. Now, you will learn, or you must learn, that you just do not speak. Before you speak, you have to have your messaging. So you say, I'm going to say this three things.
So facts.
They don't have to be facts. And I'll probably ask you, you want to speak, why do you want to speak?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what your audience must understand after the message.
What do you want your audience to understand once you've spoken to them? So you probably tell me, Mary, I have this product, it's an online banking solution. I want my people to understand that one, we're a digital bank, or we're embracing technology, which then means that no matter what you see, you still come back to that messaging. You probably also want them to understand that you're a youthful brand, so that if I'm coming to Strathmore University, I will speak to you in a way that I appeal to people your age.
Yeah.
After you've said something, you need to give people what we call a call to action. A call to action is fine, I'm going to speak, but after I speak, what do I want my people to do?
Yeah.
What do I want them to do because I've spoken?
Sure.
So, and I was having this discussion yesterday that politicians are surprisingly very good at messaging. They will sing the same thing from January until elections.
Yeah.
And everybody, including your grandmothers in the village, well, somehow,
Catch the message.
Yeah, the message. As we are going bottoms up, then the other one will say, what was the message? This thing.
Yeah.
As much as they don't understand what it means, it is top of mind.
It resonates with them.
It resonates with them, but also it helps them relate, such that if I say people's party, or we're here for the people, if I say here for the people, it directs you to somebody. Say it's Edward, who's a politician. So you have the people. It just reads Edward and me are voting for Edward.
Yeah.
But it's because this thing has been said over and over again, so much so that it's all that's on your mind.
Yeah.
True.
The help of the media as well.
Yes, because again, remember those are platforms people use.
Yeah.
So, and this is the other thing, that when you're speaking to people, you have to be cautious of the platform you're on. If I get onto digital, for example, I'll tell you people probably 50 and above will probably just be on WhatsApp. They're not the guys who will be on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, on there's this new one for you people, for you young people, TikTok. So you want to speak to them, say, in the newspaper, on TV, on radio, because you're sure that's what they listen to. But if I'm speaking to you guys, or people 35 and below, I'm like, I need some digital content because I know these guys probably never interact with TV,
Mainstream
media.
media.
But I know you have your phone constantly here beeping, and I know you've got to check that out.
Yeah.
So you have to think through all that. Think through who's your audience. What do I want to tell them? What do I want them to do once I've spoken to them? And where can I find them? Yeah, such that you're finding your people where they
For a person coming out of college or university and who has studied in this field of PR and is trying to set up a new office, if you may say, where would you advise them to begin?
You guys are a bit more bold, which is a good thing. And surprisingly, you see people, they go out, they start their own things, especially on their phone, and they're making good money. They're
From content
living from
creation.
content creation, and they're living a decent life. But how I look at it is, you will need experience. You just don't say, I love that car, I can afford it, I'll buy it, but you can't drive it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to go through a bit of learning on how to drive this car before you can think, fine, I need to drive.
From your experience,
So,
how long did it take you in particular to be able to adjust to this field of PR?
I don't know, is there...
You just kind of found yourself.
You just get into the job, and while you really need to have a curious mind or a teachable mind.
Yeah.
I can't speak to adjusting because everything you learn, I can say some things you just learn on the job,
Sure.
you can just do it. And the more you learn and master the skill, the bolder you become, the more confident you become. Also, you really need to be a hard worker. Because again, you don't want to be in the same position you joined in. You need to start working yourself up to the top. The right way. Again, I think it's important to say that.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Especially in our field.
yes. So somehow, you just adjust. You fit in, and it comes to you naturally.
I've said especially in our field because we kind of misunderstood. When people say, you're in PR, and we kind of just brush it off just like that. What do you think about that?
Particular notion.
Yeah, what PR is, especially in Kenya. What people perceive it to be?
The perception that when somebody says you're in PR, it just means you're being managed. So you probably have come to me, you want something, because I can't tell you directly no or yes. So I have to put up a face and manage you and tell you something that will make you work out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's the truth or I'm going to do it. In fact, if you listen to it, a lot of the time people don't make a commitment.
How do you see right now the state of PR in Kenya? And if you compare it right now, how would you say it will be, say, in the next 5 years?
So right now, I feel we have a better grip of just the dynamics of the profession.
Yeah.
We also have associations, that help us, be appreciated as professionals, just like in any other profession. So there's the Public Relations Society in Kenya, the CIPR, which is the Chartered Institute of Public Relations, but that is UK based. So there's a lot of good happening for us. And I think there's going to be quite a shift in the next 5 years, if you ask me. Number one, I think we're going to be a bit more, in the policies that they're lobbying for pass, of course. It gives us a better footing.
Like any challenges that have been associated right now with how PR is at the moment in your line of work?
Yes and no. I think the yes would be getting in a lot of people who are not necessarily trained as PR experts, but practicing
In the same field.
in the same field. So, for example, you'll find some people, and it's not a bad thing because you can grow. You can grow in any field.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can grow in any field. But again, you find these people who come and they may not practice necessarily the right way. The ethical way. There's a question you asked about PR and you spoke about managing people and perceptions around it.
Yeah.
So in PR we say honesty is the best it's an on-me policy. Which then means if I'm not well trained, I'm not certified, there are certain principles that I don't know. So I will do anything, and anything, I mean anything, to just make some money from an organization or from an executive. So when that happens, of course, it just damages the whole image of the profession, because the next time you come and I'm trying to position myself as a killer person, this guy is going to remember the person who gypped them. We are also a very small group, we almost know each other. In fact, we have even a WhatsApp group for PR practitioners.
No way.
Yes, we do. And a few journalists. So we kind of, anyway, not everybody is there, but we generally need. Yeah. So those are hurdles that we are getting past with time.
You mentioned corporates and agencies quite a lot, and I'd like to get the difference between a corporate and an agency.
So Edward had alluded to it when he said that not every organization has a PR department or a communication department within. So you'll find that marketing teams are a bit more popular than we. And that is, and of course there's a gap there. So what happens is we have businesses who I keep calling agencies. And these are people who provide communication or marketing or advertising services to corporates. And if you've heard about some of them, you'll hear about somebody like Kihagi, you've heard about Scandal, you've heard about Red House. There are myriad of them out there.
Agencies.
Those are agencies. So what do agencies do? Agencies also have professionals. People working at agencies are professionals and experts in their field. But what they do, these organizations do not have a communications department internally, then outsources the services of these professionals. It's the same way lawyers will have law firms. Doctors will have doctors who are practitioners, but they're still professionals. So you'll hear, language such as they're going to pitch. They're going to pitch is where an organization has put out a need for them to have communication services. And that is sent out to different agencies, say 4 or 5. Now those agencies are then invited to come and pitch into this business, depending on what the brief was. A brief just outlines a certain task, probably and saying, give me PR strategy for 2021. That is my brief. So all of you will go, everybody will come up with their own strategy. Then I will invite you on a certain day to come and present it to me. And that way I'm able to select who I want. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of agency and corporate.
That's all the time and the questions we had for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Considering the timing as well on the weekend.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
so
okay.
thank you, Barbara, for coming as well. And I hope everyone has learned a few things about what PR is and how it relates to our daily lives.
Yeah.
So from us, it's goodbye till next time.